The Kia Carnival is one of our favorite full-size MPVs. It's got loads of tech inside, it looks good, it's got a powerful diesel engine, and class-leading cargo space thanks to some clever design. So really, it only made sense for Kia to bring in another variant. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid. It has everything that made the diesel great, but now with a quieter and smoother drivetrain. And most importantly, no coding. Let's start with what's underneath the hood. You have a 1.6-liter turbocharged gasoline engine mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission that is also paired to an electric motor that produces 245 horses and 366 Nm of torque. Now, fuel efficiency is obviously going to play a huge role here. In the 2.2-liter diesel, we were doing 10 kilometers per liter inside the city and 20 just out on the highway, which is already very good. But here, with this system, 15.9 kilometers per liter inside the city with heavy to moderate traffic. In redonkulous traffic, we were still getting up to 12 kilometers per liter. Out on the highway, the legs are unbelievable because we were doing 24 kilometers per liter, which is very, very good. Now, price is obviously going to be yet another important conversation, and it really is, because the diesel variant of the SX comes in at, thanks to the AutoDeal app, so I don't have to memorize these figures, comes in at 3,368,000 Philippine pesos. That's for the diesel variant. This hybrid variant comes in at 120,000 Philippine pesos more at 3,488,000 Philippine pesos. But wait, there's more. If the relaxation seats and the copious amount of tech is not necessarily something that you need, you can opt to get the EX variant, which, by the way, still has a hybrid system and is priced exactly the same as the diesel variant, the diesel EX variant, which is 2,888,000 Philippine pesos. That's some pretty good pricing right there. Now, on the outside, it remains largely unchanged, really. Like on the front clip, it still looks the same, the grille, the bumpers. What has changed are the lights, the headlamps. They're now a 4-cube LED projector, really bright, really nice. Down the side, slight change too. The wheels are now of a darker shade, which, by the way, pairs nicely to this color, which is exclusive to the SX hybrid variant. This is called Ivory Silver. Now, it may just look like a normal silver to you, I get that, but when you get up close to it, it sort of like has this warm off-white tone, and it really does well for the car. I like it. I do quite like it. Before we move on to the back, I know I'm going to say this several times in the video, but if you would like more details, we do have a review of the SX diesel variant, and the links are most definitely just below this particular video screen that you're looking. It's underneath.
Just go, just go.
I'm trying to inform everyone, Jack. You're killing my vibe. The class-leading cargo space has not changed one bit, and that is for the better, because really the amount of space back here is just ridiculous. We've shown you this before, and I'm not going to get into figures and whatnot, but I just wanted to reiterate just how simple it is to bring out the third row inside this vehicle. Look at that. I can do it with one hand, bada bim, bada boom, and you've got the third row right there. Plus, there's so much room because of how it cleverly folds. Look at this. You can, come on, man. You can fit a mini fridge back here. It's just so awesome. And then stowing it, sus, no problem. What's this? It's just, oh, come on, man. It's just, the reason why we're showing this again is because we do know that there are similar priced vehicles, probably more expensive and larger ones that offer roughly the same amount of space, but nowhere near as clever as these seats here. And really, those guys could take a page out of this book, man. That's, wow. Hanep, hanep. Passenger space is I'd like to use the word unmatched, but it probably has a good match to it, but it just feels like there's so much room inside this vehicle. The third row obviously can fit 3 people easily. You can easily also get back there by passing through the center here. It looks a bit tight, don't worry, because these seats actually can move on an X and Y axis, meaning access to the third row is much, much simpler. These seats, they kick back all the way. They're powered to move back and forth. They're also ventilated. You have a sunroof. You have your own air controls and temperature controls back here too, just like the diesel variant. The biggest difference would be the fact that the color palette in here is lighter than the dark mode of the diesel variant. But really, that's it. It's you get all the same goodies pa rin. Just look at, dude, look at this. Come on, man. Come on. This is the first time I'm ever going to say I'm happy with my height, because any taller, like let's say for example Gino, might be an issue na. But for me, I'm like a kid in a candy store, man.
I should be fine.
You?
Yeah.
Aber, let's try.
Careful, it's a new camera. You can move the seat here forward. So if there was no one in front, then I'm absolutely fine too.
Well, I'll be. Oh nga no.
I mean, even if there was someone in front, let's say they sit like that. I hope your camera works good. I still have. Oh, come on.
And you're like 300 times my size.
Yeah, you're like.
Okay, cut. Up front also remains largely unchanged. There are some upgrades, like for instance this, the piano black. I don't know if you could consider that an upgrade. I'm not gonna nitpick, I'm gonna leave that to you, okay? The other upgrade also is the digital shifter. It's no longer a stick, it's now a rotary dial. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it because it leaves you with a lot of space. But for the most part, it's still all the same. You still have your 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that are wireless, by the way. You have charging points, wireless charging point, your full color display in front of you. The seats and the driving position, very easy to get to because the steering wheel is telescopic. You have power seats, which are ventilated, by the way. God, I love ventilated seats with memory pa. So yeah, this is very much still the very comfortable Carnival that we have fallen in love with. Obviously, the biggest difference would be the hybrid system. Now, earlier I said it is most definitely a smoother and quieter drive and ride. But how does the power translate to the driver and to the passengers and to the weight of the car? That's what we're going to find out right now by going out for a quick drive. But before we do, please consider subscribing to our channel because we create all of these videos because the camera equipment that we just got, including these mics, ain't cheap. And by the way, if you're willing to sponsor our equipment, we can do that too. I mean, I can put your name top corner here. You know how Jaworski, pretty much they said, had Mikasa on his forehead back in the 80s? I can do that too. Your name here. Or here. Or here. I can put a tramp stamp.
Ew, no. Cut.
In terms of torque, the hybrid is down on the diesel, as you'd probably expect, by not more than 100, which is quite significant. But that is for someone such as myself or Jack who have driven both variants of the diesel and the hybrid. We can tell that there is a disparity. However, if you are driving the hybrid for the very first time, I can promise you that you will not be found wanting. For instance, I'm going uphill right now and I'm overtaking a vehicle, not going to be an issue because the smooth powertrain and the delivery of it coupled with the 1.6-liter turbocharged gasoline engine, it's a breeze, really. It's a breeze. You will not feel like you need more power than what the car is giving you. Not just going uphill and when you're overtaking, obviously that's a big gap, that's a big thing already, but even when you're on the highway, when you're at speed and you want to overtake, or when you're coming from a gasoline station and you're at low speed and you need to build speed up immediately. It's not going to be an issue at all. The trade-off, if you can even call it a trade-off, is the fact that one, it's super quiet, and two, your fuel efficiency is up by, as we calculated, roughly about 20% on the highway. The diesel was doing 20, we're doing 24 on the highway. That is not a bad quote-unquote trade-off at all. There is one other thing that it may sound like we're nitpicking, because it's something most definitely that Jack and I feel, and that any driver would really feel with the car, which is that the transition from hybrid to internal combustion engine is great when you're at speed. There's no issues there. It's when you're in crawling traffic is where there's an issue. The best way to explain it is, let's say, for example, you're traveling on full EV in some traffic-ridden street of Metro Manila, and you're, let's say, at 10%. When you step on the accelerator, instead of gradually climbing up from 11 to 12%, it kind of has a very small jump that it feels like it goes to 12% immediately. There's that skip. It catches you off guard, not enough that you need to back off and step on the brake immediately. No, it's just that small little hiccup. Now, I realize that why I said that it might sound like a nitpicking, because to be honest with you, for a car like this, it's not exactly something that is always going to be driven by the owner of the vehicle. More often than not, those people that will buy a Carnival will be driver driven. And as Jack and I noticed, that as a passenger, you really don't feel it. And if you do choose to be driver driven, it's very, very comfortable in here. As we mentioned, the seats in the back are extremely comfortable, and the NVH here is a tad better than that of the diesel, obviously, because here you have a gasoline engine. Diesel engine's got a little bit more knocking on it. But the comfort and the suspension is really all the same. And if you'd like more information on that, again, as I mentioned already, we have the review of the diesel variant of this car. The links are somewhere down below, where I actually do sit in the second row and the third row just to show you how comfortable it is. I'd like to close by saying that if you want a car of this size at this price point, you do have a lot of other options available in our market. However, if you want a car of this size with a hybrid system, there are also options available in the market, but you'd have to pony up around about another million Philippine pesos, whether you're talking about a Japanese option or even a Chinese option. Now, that's important because even with the base model here, you're going to have to spend 2,888,000 Philippine pesos, which I get is a lot of money. But consider the other options that you have available out there, and then also the option that you get in here. I'd say it's a fair price. Now, even without the growing concern of coding inside Metro Manila due to the major roadworks that are happening, the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid is a great family hauler or executive transport, or both really, because the versatility of the car is really what makes it stand out. And now with a smoother drivetrain and the fact that you're not limited by what day of the week you can take this car out, it really makes the Carnival more flexible, and basically they've taken something that was already good and made it even better.
Got a